Hey everyone, welcome back to Prove to Others. I'm Miles. This is part two of my Toronto trip. Specifically, I'll be talking about my experience going to my first ever Toronto Arrows game and kind of a little bit of the review of the game. So this is going to be quite a short video. So, for those of who do not know what the Toronto Arrows are, the Toronto Arrows are a professional rugby team in the North America Professional League, uh, Major League Rugby, which started in 2008, but they didn't start playing until I think 2019. And we're the only professional, and they are the only professional rugby team in Canada. Now I know there was the Toronto Wolfpack in rugby league, so there's a difference between rugby league and rugby union, which the Toronto Arrows are rugby union. And I've been a fan ever since they came into the league. My team beforehand was Nola Gold, just because they had a lot of Canadian talent down in New Orleans. And now with Toronto coming up in the ranks of professional rugby in Union, it's like, okay, you know what, this is my team. And I'll kind of go back in the beginning. So the whole reason of my Toronto trip was because I wanted to see the Arrows play, and um, it was supposed to be. I wanted to go the previous week when they were against Rugby New York, but I decided I'm gonna go pick the game when they're against the new the new expansion club, the Dallas Jackals. And the reason for that is I um, I know a guy, I know a player, I should say, who I played with and against with, who has played for the Austin Gilgronis, now is playing for the Dallas Jackals. But he didn't play in this game. He was out early in the season. But I hope he makes a comeback next year and recovers very quickly and smoothly. Um, so, Other than that, let's dive right in. Let's go from when I first got to the stadium to the game to post game. So, the Toronto Arrows, they play out of York Stadium in North York. So we're always out in town for most of the day. I stuck around Union Station for the time being because you can take the subway all the way up to York University and you could just walk to the stadium. Though it was kind of a maze for me because I'm not too familiar with getting to York Stadium. This is the first time I've been in this area. So I was kind of like literally a mouse in a maze, just kind of like going this way, going that way. It's like, okay, how am I going to get to the stadium? But I eventually got there, and I was actually one of the first fans there, and it was like 5:20, and they opened the gates at 5:30. So I seen them; they were kind of getting security ready, and they were getting, their little store thing ready. Everything was all outside, of course. They were playing at York Lions Stadium. I think I already mentioned that. I can't remember. Um, when I was there, I was kind of waiting around until the gates were opened. They didn't really open until like short little after 5:30, and people were starting to pour in. And then, like I said, I was the first one to to go and get myself checked in. So what kind of confused me a bit was the way how I came, if I'm gonna have to guess, it was probably the southeast side, so gate two. Oh no, sorry, it'll be southwest side, gate two, when you look it on the map. And so there was gate two here, and there was like a big spot like where it's like gated, but it was open. So that's you had like your shop, you had like some food vendors there. You had drink vendors. You had a coffee vendor. But outside the gate, it had like VIP only section. So I kind of got a little confused with that. It's like, okay, are only VIP people allowed to go into this gated area, and then maybe there's like another shop or maybe other stuff where I was sitting because I was sitting in the stands and I was actually quite close to the center of the field, which was awesome. And it was only like maybe about or maybe a little over $50 for a ticket, so it wasn't. So it's not bad, not a bad ticket at all. So it's like, okay, I got myself into the stadium. I go up and I go to my seat and I'm just sitting down and it was a nice view. So, like I said, it was like near right in the center of the field. And so once I found my seat, usually when I go to sports stadiums, I find my seat and then I just kind of go for a walk and go a little journey just to kind of like get an idea what they're selling for food, what they're selling for merch, they're doing 50-50, all that stuff. So when I so in the stands part, there wasn't really much. There was like maybe like a canteen or two open for food. So they were selling hot dogs, hamburgers, veggie burgers, chocolate bars, um, drinks like pop and waters. There was a 50-50 ticket booth. I think there may have been two, but I may have only seen the one, maybe just because of the area where I was in. Then there was um, actually should mention about the beers. What was really interesting is that I didn't notice any major beer companies like Molson Canadian, Coors Light, Labatt. It was all local stuff. It had local cider, local beer, and I and this was actually kind of like the first real um, sports venue and professional sports team that I've seen just only sell local stuff, and that's great. I love seeing. I rather support local drinks, local beers, local ciders, as opposed to like a bigger corporation. And no, it was great to see. And I can't remember the name of the cider that I had at the game, and it was actually like a really good cider. So it wasn't too dry, it wasn't too sweet. It was right in the middle. It was 16 point no, not 16. That's crazy. 6.3 or 5 percent alcohol volume. So with me, if I drink that whole can, I get a little bit of tiny of a buzz. I don't drink much. Um, but no, that's the one thing I like is seeing local beers. And when it comes to food, um, so outside the canteens on top of the stadium part. So I kind of found out you're allowed to go into the little area that I mentioned where there's the shop and have that sign saying VIP. The VIP is actually on the other side of the field. That was just an opening um, to get to the VIP section. And so down there in the little by the field, like on field level, there was a little more stuff. So there was a um, local coffee stop. There was a meat pie shop, which actually I had one of their pies. It was like a veggie pie, and it consisted of chickpeas. It consisted of some peas and sweet potato, and had like a curry sauce into it. And it was actually a really nice pie. It was so good, so good. I definitely got my money's worth out of this little small veggie pie. It was awesome. And then there was more local beer. They had the merch tent. I didn't get merch. However, I do plan on going to an Arrows game next year, so I want to get um, I do want to at least like do get like a new jersey, because the jersey I wore was during their first year, like their inception, and right beside the merch tent was the players who didn't suit up. They were selling, well, not sell. I don't know if they were selling, but like they had like it was an autograph tent, and so I just didn't get one this time just because like I'd rather have those signatures and the pictures be in good condition. I only had a carry-on bag when I was in Toronto, so I didn't want to like crumble it up and get it like mushed into like the clothes that I brought. Um, having so other than that, um, it was getting close to game time, and the players from Toronto and Dallas were starting to come out and do their warm up. So I decided just to get my pie, and I went back to my seat, and I was just watching what they're doing, their warm ups, and just kind of like looking at my phone because at the same time when during kickoff it was Game Seven, Maple Leafs versus Lightning. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just hold off till halftime, and I'm going to see what's going on in that game. So after the warm ups, the players went back to their dressing rooms, and then so I'm just there, just finishing up my pie and getting ready to get my cider, and then by that time the players were back out on the field again in their full uniforms, ready to do national anthems. So, and what's really great about this game was so in the first Toronto video, I mentioned about the Oshawa Vikings with their mixed ability team. So they were profiled at that game. So they were delivering the game ball, and they did like a little speech before and even during halftime, what they're about and what they wanted to do and promote. And it's such inspiring. And I found out yesterday that they're taking their team to a mixed abilities tournament in Ireland. So I wish them luck, and I wish them all the best when they go to Ireland and compete. Um, like this is actually like this is a team I would love to like one day you know like help out and maybe play one day. You know, as someone on the autism spectrum, like that, I love seeing teams not just rugby but sports all around with people with mixed abilities coming together and playing and enjoying what they do. It's inspiring. And so after national anthem, games game kicks off, and it's not like a sold out crowd, but there was a lot of people at the stadium, and the area where I was at, it was the rowdiest part, and I loved it. Cause I mean, I've been to NHL games. I've been to well, Halifax Moose Hits, the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League games. I've been to National Lacrosse League games. I've been to Blue Jays games. I've been to minor league baseball games. I will say this: if I have to rank, you know, um, I'd say rugby lacrosse to me by far have the best fan experiences. People are passionate about their teams. Not saying that other fans aren't passionate about their other teams in other sports, but I find there's more passion when it comes to and more fun and exciting. Excuse me, when it comes to lacrosse and rugby. Like this was my first ever professional rugby game. I mean, I've seen Rugby Canada versus US when they were here in Halifax in 2018, and that was a good crowd. Um, but not talking about Rugby Canada US, we're talking about the Arrows. Um, but no, like all I can really say about the Arrows is they played really good. They played really good. It's on for like they beat Dallas. I think it was 57-0. So it was a shutout game. So I mean, I feel bad for Dallas, the Jackals, just because a lot of the players are new to professional rugby. Like there's some players that are experienced, and they dealt with a lot of injuries during that game. It sucks that they went through um, so much. Um, I don't know if you call it adversity, but a lot of um, downside because they are a newer club. These players aren't used to professional rugby, and they keep getting blown out. They haven't won a single game this year. Um, but I mean, they keep fighting. They keep fighting. They keep battling through, which you give them respect for that. Um, and hopefully next year they can get a W in there. But yeah, the Arrows they were a very dominant team, and great plays, great support. Um, just some of the biggest boys I ever seen. Like it was great. And so really that's all I have to say about the game. Uh like there wasn't really much. I didn't take notes like I should have, because this would be a little bit more of a better review. But other than that, my experience with the Toronto, watching my first ever Arrows game, a professional rugby game, was really good. My only critique about about it is that for someone like me who's from out of town and who has never been to the university or the stadium, you know, it's a bit inconvenient just because they're out all the way in York University, which is kind of like the North York area, and like it's unfortunate that they couldn't really get a stadium, or at least find somewhere near downtown, which would be a little more suited for a team like this, where they want to grow the base and want to grow. Especially there is a as far as I know, there wasn't any like pubs nearby, or anything else. Well, actually, no. There was actually a post game ceremony, like a celebration afterwards. So you had like a live band. You had defenders still open a little bit if you still want to get like a drink here or there. But the food vendors were like done for the night. On the scoreboard, actually, they had the remaining of the third period of the Leafs and Lightning, and we know what the outcome was. Lightning beat Toronto to go to the second round. Even I heard one guy shout out, "Oh, we have a hockey team here." It was just kind of funny. Um, so after the game, what was really cool is that I know someone who does work for the Arrows, and he invited me and a few others to come into the VIP area where the players were like just chatting away, just socializing, and even my old coach was there with his wife, who was celebrating her birthday um, a couple days later, and just a few of her friends that I know, and so I was there. I got a picture with him. I met a few of the players, and they were great. And But no, it was an awesome time. Like I really enjoyed my time being at the Arrows game and experiencing my first pro team. And I will definitely be coming back in the future to see another game. Um, but yeah, no, that's really it. But if I'm going to do another Arrows review, I'm trying to be a little more thorough. Um, but I had an amazing time. I really had an amazing time. Uh, so I'll just end on this video by saying that um, I'm going to try to do another video possibly this weekend, depending. I'm not quite sure. Next weekend, I'm going to be playing Rugby 10's intro, so I may do a little tiny vlog video about my day and not like when we're playing, but like kind of like do like post game or post tournament interview, like pre tournament, that stuff. So I'll put that all together. I'm going to try to do that for next week. However, for this week coming up, I'm going to try to prep up something um, for just to keep going with the autism education. What I'm thinking, what I'm going to do is this could be a problem, could be, um, I wouldn't say controversial, but it might, um, it, it's something that kind of bugs me a bit, and I want to like say my opinion about it. Nothing bad. It's just it's nothing bad. It's nothing serious, but it's something that's kind of grinding my gears. So stay tuned for that video. If you like this video and want to see more, click like, click subscribe, and I will. No. Uh, sorry. I'm just. I just been tired since I got back on Sunday. So yeah, just click like, click subscribe for more if you like more content. Anyway, I'll prep up for the next video on the weekend. So I'll see you guys maybe this Saturday or Sunday. Not sure. So see ya.